happen, and I won't let it slide. It's not the first time Justin will do such cheap tricks with poking eyes like those. His fight against Paddy will be his last aim. UFC is only for the real fighters, not the cheater.
Were you surprised by Paddy's game plan?
I didn't understand his game plan even. He wanted to box with Gaethje, but he couldn't wrestle him. He couldn't box him. He just a little bit young and he has a better chin. But he's a trash can.
Just curious, what did you think about Paddy's chin? Because a lot of people say Justin Gaethje is the hardest hitter they've ever faced.
Yeah, but Paddy got knocked out like 15, 20 times. Yeah, Justin was like 3 or 4 years ago, he was different. Now it's like he's getting old and last a couple fights he got.
Paddy's heart. The grit of this kid. I don't care that he lost the fight. He comes back and murders like most guys.
Yeah.
Like anyone that doesn't have the grit. Like obviously everyone, like myself and everybody else, is worried about how much a fight like this takes out of you. But he's super young.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I think he's young enough to bounce back from a fight like this and to turn it into a superpower moving forward. Because not many people survive Gaethje the way he does, the way he did, or like have moments of greatness late in the fight after taking the hits that he took.
Just do not get knocked. That Scouser does not get knocked out. My God.
I just felt like I did enough. I just felt like I did enough to get the job done. Paddy is getting the beat out of him right now. It looks like, Jesus, this might not end well.
It was almost like he understood the assignment. We're on Paramount. This is a new network. They're going to be new fans. We need to introduce them to what the UFC is. I think after watching that, everybody that was tuned in are going to be lifelong fans of the UFC. Because on the special nights, there is not a sport in the world that can compare to the UFC. And tonight we have one of those special nights.
Once the initial frenzy died down and the excitement settled, the conversation shifted completely. No one was debating who might win anymore. Instead, everyone focused on breaking down how the long-awaited fight actually unfolded. Inside the octagon, even before the first bell, fans and analysts were sharply divided. Some predicted Paddy's relentless pressure and lightning-fast pace would dominate Gaethje from start to finish, while others believed Justin's calm precision and raw power would be the deciding factor. Interestingly, these contrasting expectations seemed to play out with every exchange in the match, influencing how each viewer and expert experienced the fight in real time, making every moment feel intensely personal and worth analyzing. Interview.
Saying stuff like, well, his entrance is good and it's all well and good to get the fans, but he needs to be able to fight. Obviously, we've seen him have great wins before, but to show the durability he had in that fight tonight, do you feel like even though he lost, he will be considered one of the best in that division moving forward?
No doubt about it. I mean, he was the favorite tonight. I think that's what fucked him. Every other one, he's the underdog and everybody thinks he's going to lose. Tonight, he's the favorite. I don't think that his game plan was the greatest. Obviously, tonight he showed he is tough, he is durable, and almost impossible. I mean, especially against Gaethje, and you're eating those punches from him. You know, it's one thing to say, "Listen, I'm going to come out. I believe in." Say, you know what? It's the
Even before the first strike landed, respected coach Tim Welch offered a sharp breakdown of the matchup, immediately highlighting Justin Gaethje's uncanny ability to inflict serious damage early, with particular attention to his relentless calf kicks. On the surface, these aren't flashy moves like high-flying head kicks, but their impact is gradual and methodical, systematically wearing down an opponent's base. Once those kicks start landing, they don't just hurt, they disrupt balance, compromise stance, and limit movement. As a fighter's foundation begins to crumble, the entire pace of the fight changes, reactions slow, movements stiffen, and exchanges that would normally feel chaotic become much easier for someone like Gaethje to anticipate and exploit. In a scenario where mobility is restricted, Justin's striking power becomes exponentially more dangerous. Since opponents can no longer evade, pivot or counter as effectively as they need to.
Gee, what an unbelievable performance. Paddy the Baddy, oh my God, he impressed the hell out of me. Incredible. He'll learn from that, but I tell you what, he's got what you can't teach. Heart, grit, determination, all that shit. Yeah, he can make tweaks. You can put the chin down, you can lift the hands up. What he showed tonight is that he is legit. The man is real, and that's for damn sure. He's at the hospital right now. He'll be fine. They're just checking him out. Gotta say though, well...
This is where things got particularly dangerous. Welch pointed out that the moments putting Paddy Pimblett at his greatest risk usually happened when he launched one of his signature charging attacks. In those bursts of aggression, his head defense occasionally lagged, just slightly behind his. Rapid offense, and against a precise striker like Justin Gaethje. Even a fraction of a second can make the difference between landing a hit and being knocked out. That brief gap in Paddy's guard often left his jaw exposed, presenting a perfect target during those intense surges. From Tim's perspective, it boiled down to a simple but chilling equation. A single perfectly timed, devastating counter from Gaethje could instantly end the fight. In those moments, the danger to Paddy was as high as it could possibly be.
That he deviated from the game plan, meaning that if I was in his corner, you're going to move. One, he's got to keep his hands up here. I like the traditional look where you can move, you can elbow, you throw your right hand, right, left, high kick, push kick. You're just way more, this is standard. This is like the best option. But I still feel like he deviated from the game plan where I think he felt that he was going to be able to knock out Justin Gaethje, and I just don't think Paddy Pimblett has that torque. Not saying he can't do it, I just don't think he has the torque to knock out a guy like Justin Gaethje, who's been in wars with guys like Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway. Max Holloway's knocked him out. He's knocked out Dustin Poirier. He's been in wars with Eddie Alvarez. He's just been in a lot of wars on the feet. But when you look at some of the things that, Khabib did to Justin Gaethje, he made it.
What makes this particularly fascinating? Even with the constant threat of a fight-ending strike hanging over nearly every exchange, Tim Welch never reduced the matchup to a simple striker versus grappler narrative, and he's absolutely right. As the rounds unfold, especially at the elite MMA level, carefully planned strategies often break down, and fights like this almost always spiral into chaotic, unpredictable battles. That chaos includes frantic wrestling on the mat, punishing, clinches against the cage, and grueling, energy-draining scrambles that can dictate the bout's entire rhythm. These intense, messy sequences are exactly where Paddy Pimblett has historically excelled. He has a remarkable ability to draw opponents into exhausting exchanges that can completely shift momentum. Even if he appears winded or off balance for a moment, he can suddenly capitalize on an opening, turn the tide, and seize control through sheer grit and relentless effort. Watching it unfold in real time is truly something to behold.
To this entire game plan, okay? Gaethje was going to pressure fight him, walking down, guns blazing, turn it into a dogfight, and hopefully he outlasts Paddy, okay? This whole game plan is banking on the fact that he knows he can take more, he can deal more, and he can capitalize on it later in the fight. Okay, because and to be fair, he's got legs to walk with that because he's done it time and time again. And round 3, we saw him be like, "Okay, I'm gonna take this round off.
I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Dude, I'm gonna stay at mid range. I'm not gonna walk you down and just let you come back a little bit. Try to build some energy." and everyone was worried. Like honestly, I saw like a glint of disinterest from Gaethje. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, it was weird. But then round 4 just puts his foot back on the pedal, maybe knowing he's got 2 rounds left. Bar fight Gaethje. It was Gaethje of old.
Makes this fight especially compelling is that Welch eventually described the outcome as hinging on the tiniest possible differences in a matchup like this. One perfectly executed strike, whether it's a punch or a kick, could instantaneously change the entire course of the battle in just a heartbeat. With the stakes never dropping below that level of intensity, even in that constant danger, Tim leaned ever so slightly toward Paddy's favor, not because anything about his path to victory was obvious or safe, but because when you map out all the different scenarios and twists a fight can take, he believed Paddy's skill set gave him just a handful more realistic routes to emerge on top. None of those paths were straightforward or predictable. Every conceivable way forward was chaotic and high risk. Yet in Welch's eyes, Paddy's ability to grind through unpredictable exchanges and find openings in turbulent moments gave him a slight edge in the sheer number of ways he might claim victory in this wildly uncertain contest.
I don't want to look like a loser right now, but everyone saw I was better than Justin that fight, but the UFC wanted him to win. The lad smashed my eye with his finger. I had to play all of the rounds with a broken eye, which is not fair.
You saw him do it to Michael Chandler. He's taken on the highlight, Justin Gaethje. 26 wins, 5 losses, 20 KOs. The dude fucking KOs people. Early on, he'd calf kick the fuck out of people. He'd calf kick people where they couldn't take it anymore. He had many TKOs from calf kicks alone. The guy is just a dense fucking ball of muscle, built for fighting, 37 years old now. He's crumpled people with his left hook. He's crumpled people with his right hand. Paddy Pimblett is going to have to be very careful throwing his flurries on Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje will sit down and rip a left hook. Or sit down.
Each strike landed, and each kick found its mark. Pundits and fans remained sharply divided, almost as if they were watching. Two completely different interpretations of how combat should unfold. One group believed that Paddy Pimblett's unpredictable, free-flowing movement combined with his ingrained grappling instincts could drag Justin Gaethje into uncomfortable, chaotic positions and put him on the back foot, while the other side placed their faith entirely in Gaethje's famed composure, fight finishing ability, and calm striking precision, insisting that every time Paddy pressed forward, he would pay dearly for it. That fundamental split in perspective made the actual battle feel truly special, with every exchange seeming to carry the weight of rewriting the entire narrative as the crowd's mood swung wildly, especially given that neither man ever gave the other a chance to settle into a comfortable rhythm throughout the warlike fight.
Justin Gaethje with the title around his waist. He earned it. Justin Gaethje's fought all these fucking monsters his whole goddamn career. Edson Barbosa, Donald Cerrone, Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, Khabib, Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira, Fiziev twice, Dustin Poirier again, Max Holloway. Like, holy shit. He's fought the elite. So I'd love to see Justin Gaethje get it done. If I had to put, fuck, this is hard. If someone gave me $10,000 to bet with and they said, hey, put it on who you think's going to win. God. I'm going to say 60-40. 60-40. 40% chance that Justin Gaethje knocks Paddy Pimblett out. Hits him on his chin. When Paddy Pimblett's flooring, hits him right on his fucking, hits him right on the scouser chin. Boom. Gets dropped. 40% chance, I think. 60% chance this fight, Justin's not able to find him. It's a little bit, it's like a spastic, weird style. He's not able to find his chin. Paddy Pimblett, if Paddy Pimblett puts him on his back, it's going to be a long night for...
He was always rooted in the idea of cumulative damage and perfect timing, circling back again and again to how pivotal leg strikes, especially the kind Justin Gaethje kept landing, could change everything early in the fight. His core insight was deceptively simple, yet brutal in its implications. Hurting a fighter's legs doesn't just cause pain, fundamentally disrupts posture and lateral movement, and even alters how someone instinctively defends themselves when an attack is incoming. And while Paddy Pimblett's aggressive forward bursts define his style, Welch also pointed out that those very entries can open dangerous windows for a precise, impact-oriented striker like Gaethje, who needs only one clean opportunity to flip the script instantly. At the same time, and this is where his analysis gets really intriguing, Welch admitted that as rounds tick on, the matchup was likely to devolve into messy, unpredictable scrambles, and in that chaos, it's exactly Paddy's unshakable confidence, his grappling instincts, and his refusal to stop being a threat even from compromised positions that could light up a path to victory. Welch wasn't talking about a reckless gamble, but a strategic, high-stakes mental contest where either athlete could come out on top depending entirely on how key turning points played out in those vicious scraps.
Will you be served with Pimblett? Maybe. Gagey, experience, good striker. He's well-rounded everywhere, but he's got to use the assets of a smaller guy. We've seen it where you got to box, you got to use your legs, you got to set traps. You know, he's got the capability of doing that. Outmaneuver, outflank Pimblett. You know, Pimblett, let me tell you, he has improved a lot over the last 2 years. He really has, bud. He has gotten better. He's gotten more. You could see he's come into his own. Confidence-wise, physically, he's in great shape. They usually all are. But he's improved. His striking has improved. He's a good wrestler, grappler. But he loves to strike. That's what's going to make this fight really interesting and good. They're both going to strike. I mean, for the most part, they're both going to strike.
Approach this matchup not as a simple brawl, but through the eyes of a veteran who prizes sharp fundamentals and disciplined execution, emphasizing the importance of intelligent movement, careful positioning, and controlled technique rather than just trading wild blows like it was a Backley scuffle. He would stress that a fighter with deep experience is at his best when he stays composed, uses precise footwork to manage distance, and avoids being pulled into reckless, crowd-pleasing exchanges that play into chaos rather than craft. At the same time, he would acknowledge that someone like Paddy Pimblett has noticeably grown stronger and more comfortable and extended his grinding confrontations, and that this youthful energy and relentless drive can be a huge asset as fatigue sets in and decision-making begins to blur. From this analytical stance, it's not about blind force or emotion, but the ability to stay mentally sharp, adapt under pressure, and absorb impact both physically and strategically over the course of a long, punishing fight.
But I would go with the over on this because I think the over-under is like
2.5 rounds.
How many?
2.5 rounds over minus 115.
All right, listen. Again, we have a pretty good record here, but, you know, I mess up once in a while. I do. That's why it's gambling. But I like the over. I mean, if Gagey fights the perfect fight, you never know. But I know who the judges are probably favoring. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. It shouldn't be anything about that. It should just be about what goes on in the cage or in the ring. But I can't help myself but think about things that I see. So maybe, you know, Gagey would really have to do a job, I think, to get it, which he could. But I think I probably favor Pimblett a little.
Fighter and analyst Max Holloway summed up the matchup like a true tactician, boiling the entire debate down to one brutally honest question. Could Paddy Pimblett absorb Justin Gaethje's heavy-hitting offense without breaking down? Holloway didn't pick a clear favorite, labeling the fight almost like a coin flip. But he stressed that the biggest factor was whether Paddy's chin and conditioning could handle Gaethje's power early and consistently throughout the bout, arguing that if Pimblett could take those shots and keep pushing forward, he might find his way into scrambles or grappling sequences where he could turn the tide. At the same time, Holloway was adamant that Gaethje's striking force is among the most dangerous in the sport, noting that Gaethje's clean shots carry fight-changing consequences, and that only one precise strike from him could immediately swing momentum and undo an entire round of hard work. This perspective captured the brutal reality of a fight where every landed blow carries the potential to redefine the narrative in an instant.
If he can eat it, I can see Paddy catching Gaethje and maybe almost like a Oliveira fight, you know, catch Gaethje, hurt Gaethje wobble, and then, you know, get to Gaethje's back or something, maybe sub him. You know what I mean? Like, Paddy is very well rounded. You know, he out wrestled wrestlers, he out grappled grapplers. He stands with you. You know, he doesn't care. He throws. You know, everybody be like his chin is in the air. He takes shots. Yeah, he takes shots and he still walk forward. How long will that last? We don't know. And that's the question I have to this fight. Or what his reaction is going to be when Justin Gaethje catches him.
When talking about this kind of clash, some analysts casually put it like this. If Paddy Pimblett really can't absorb Gaethje's powerful shots without breaking, then he could catch him off guard in a way similar to how Oliveira stunned his opponents, maybe land a strike that makes Gaethje wobble and then immediately transition into a dominant position or even a submission because Paddy's skill set is well-row.